Veel volk in de studio. Welkom allemaal, welcome everybody. We'll do in English and in Dutch.
Okay.
It's about remote working. So remote working is sometimes in English and some people spreken gewoon Nederlands. Ja. Kunnen jullie heel kort zeggen wie jullie zijn en wat jullie functie binnen Cegeka is?
Ja, ik ben Dirk Aerts, projectleider binnen Applications.
Ik ben Jolien Sourbron, ik doe business support binnen Applications.
Ik ben Inge Gorgon, ik ben Agile Coach.
I am Raisa Pantea, I'm Functional Analyst.
En ik ben Steven Genoe, ik ben ook Agile Coach.
Oké, jullie hebben een reading group gedaan, of nog bezig gedaan. Wat is een reading group? Een reading group is, we lezen samen een boek, elk leest een hoofdstuk en dan brengen we alle informatie samen. Klopt dat?
Niet helemaal. We lezen allemaal samen hetzelfde hoofdstuk. En dan komen we samen.
Ah ja, oké. Welk boek hebben jullie gelezen?
Working Together Anywhere.
Dat is een boek van Lisette Sutherland, waarin zij feitelijk zegt van kijk, vaak ook hier bij ons zeggen mensen van ja maar remote werken dat doen we niet en we hebben niet graag dat ons teams gemixt zijn tussen België en Roemenië, want dat werkt toch niet en de tools werken niet. En zij is ervan overtuigd, dit is the way to go. Het zorgt er ook voor dat mensen bijvoorbeeld veel meer van thuis uit kunnen werken, dat je gewoonweg niet door de files moet enzovoort. Dat je rustig in je huis kan zeggen. Dat je zelfs eventueel, als je het goed afspreekt met je collega's, kunt zeggen van kijk, sorry, nu ga ik een uur lopen en daarna gaan we weer verder werken. Dat dat allemaal mogelijk is. En dat zorgt ervoor dat mensen ook met veel meer plezier werken.
Ja. Raisa, you are from Romania?
Yes, correct.
And you work mostly in Romania or you're working mostly here?
I work here mostly in Belgium. I'm a full-time employee here, but we have our development team and a colleague doing technical support for the application in Romania. So we really work in a distributed environment. Our customer and our end users are throughout the world. So distributed working is part of our day-to-day reality, and it works with the right tooling, with the right mindset. It's something that really works.
Yeah, the right tooling. What kind of tools do you use?
Well, at customer side, it's a lot of the time it's always the same system. That's Skype, Skype for business. But in the book there are a lot of suggestions for better tools than that, and I think that Zoom, for example, is one that is very good, which you can use. Better quality, more options to do, for example, breakouts. You can facilitate meetings where you can have a breakout and separate rooms where people will work on their own and then come back in the main room. Personify is also something very interesting that is suggested by the book. It's something where you can actually personify yourself while you're doing a presentation, which is very interesting.
And I think another tool that works very well within Cegeka and also within our team is Slack. We use that to work out loud.
What?
Slack.
Slack.
Slack is a cooperation tool, and we use that to work out loud, which is basically just promoting our work and showing how we are contributing towards the common goal that we have as a team. And we use that also for just informal chit-chatting sometimes, just it's Friday, here's a song, a team playlist and stuff like that. So we combine work with really getting to know each other and working together better.
Yeah, and I think that is very important in the whole remote working. Yeah, that communication is key there. A lot of the people think I will work remote and leave out the communication part, the informal communication that you don't have when you're working remote. So that's very important. That's also something that is in the book stressed a lot. Make sure that they are in contact with the team, and Slack is a tool to do that actually.
Yeah.
One other cool tool I saw, because I also followed a workshop by Lisette Sutherland, is Cegeka. And Cegeka is kind of a ground plan of a virtual business in which you can go in different rooms. So you work in a room, and if someone else enters that room, he can talk to you. So you can work on your own, do your working, but you always see where your colleagues are, and you can go to them, chit chat. There is a coffee room, coffee corner. It's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know it. You already mentioned some advantages of working remote. You don't have the traffic, you can plan your work like you want it. There are some disadvantages. also working remote. What disadvantages are there, and how do the lady of the book encounters it?
I think the disadvantages are what we just said, that some things are more difficult if you're remote. For example, building the trust and building some kind of camaraderie between the colleagues, it's much more difficult because you don't have that informal part naturally. But in the book, lots of tips are just about improving this side of the remote working. And in fact, if you don't do this, then indeed there are a lot of disadvantages for remote working.
Yeah. From my own experience, if a group is sitting together and a few individuals are working remote, that's very difficult. Are there tips to make that work better?
One of the core principles that is mentioned in the book is that actually if at least one person is working remote, then everyone is. And you need to adapt your mindset as if everyone is working remote. So it doesn't really matter that you have one colleague sitting next to you. As long as there is one person that is working remote, you need to adapt accordingly. And that means working out loud, doing the informal chit chat, even joining meetings via your own laptop rather than sitting with 8 people in a meeting room and one person isolated at their computer. So there are a lot of steps that you can take, but the first thing that you need to do is basically have a mindset shift. That's where it begins from. You need to realize what the circumstances are, and there are a lot of tools and tips and tricks that you have available to improve on that.
And today we were also talking about innovation, and one of the innovative things in the book, mentioned in the book, is about telepresence. It's like you have I think it's called Kubo. You have it on the table, you have a tablet on it, and the person that is remote can just move this thing so that he can look at everyone and that you see the face of the person, and it's like that this person is there. And there were even kind of robotic things. It really is very cool.
Yeah. Inside Cegeka, a lot of teams are separated in Ghent, Hasselt, Leuven, Romania, Antwerp, and other places. How can we, within Cegeka, benefit from what you've learned from the book?
I think we're already doing a part of that today. As you were saying, we are in different offices. We use Slack a lot. We have, of course, location-specific channels, but we also have general announcements, and we try to keep up to date. Even us, we are in different locations, and for the reading group, for the session, we were always in contact using these tools. I think the first time that we met face-to-face was this morning, to have a quick, to have a quick wrap-up session. So I think that Cegeka as a company is providing us with the right tooling, and I think that most of us already have this mindset of, okay, we are a multinational company, we have offices all over Europe almost, so we have the right mindset and the tooling available to just do it.
In fact, we started just doing the simple things like putting the webcam on and working out loud between us, and you see that immediately there's more connection and there's more, it's easier to work together even if you're remote.
So I think tooling is quite okay at Cegeka, but working on this mindset of remote working, that's the message we want to give here. What is also kind of cool in the book, and in fact we hope that HR will read it, so there's a part in the book about the HR aspect of it. And what they say, if you onboard a new person, and we are a company where remote working is done, that you just set the expectations right. Okay, you can work from home, will work with Romanians, but we want you to be aware of it, and then work remote. Have always your video on, see that people can reach you, use the right tools, take time for the chit chat, all these things.
Yeah. Last question, the clients. How do you connect with the clients if you're working remote? Are the clients also in the remote tools, or?
I think it depends from project to project. On our project, for instance, our customers are mostly in Belgium, in the UK, and in the US. So really the client, not the end users of our application. And we have some of our sessions even on Hangouts because we want to be able to fully capture feedback, to see their visual expressions. And that's something that has been working for us really well. I think it's a mindset shift. It was for them as well. And in the end, it comes again to one of the principles that was mentioned in the book. As long as you have team agreements and as long as a team, which means team and customer as well, agree upon a method that works and you constantly try to improve, that's the way to success.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to add that one quote from the book, if you want to remember something from the book, is work is something you do, not a place you go to. That was, for me, an interesting quote that I learned.
Yeah, that was my final question. Can each of you tell what's the most important thing you've learned? So,
Just
work
on that.
is a job, not a place.
Work is something you do,
Yeah.
not a place you go to.
Yeah, okay.
If one person is working remote, then everyone is.
Yeah.
They're taking the good things already. No, make room for informal chat. So just come in time to the meetings and take that and do the chit chat you otherwise do in front of the door waiting for the room to free up, but do that online.
Yeah.
It's important to work out loud and to show everyone that you are doing something to contribute to the team.
And always put a webcam on.
Always put the webcam on. Yes, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.